we're constantly criticizing ourselves and comparing ourselves to others, especially social media makes it almost impossible not to do that. And so I want to say to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I want you to know that you are enough. You are doing good work. No matter where you are and what stage or phase you are with your kids, you are showing up. And because of that, that's good enough. Because you are looking, because you're trying to do better, that is what your kids need. They need to see that my mom cares about me and that she's trying. And even when they don't say thank you, even when they don't say that they appreciate all the, hard work, the sleepless nights or whatever, you're doing a good job. You're a good mom.
This is the B-side, 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 the marriage. This is the B-side, 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 the marriage.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the B-Side of Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Rashonda, and this is my husband and co-host,
Jason.
And here at the B-Side, we talk about everything related to marriage, the good, the bad, the real, the A, and the B-side. So it was a little bumpy
Dusty.
A little bumpy on the takeoff, but it's okay. We're here now. It's been a minute, so I have to knock the dust off. But anyway, so if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We're so glad to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. We missed y'all. So please be sure to like, comment, whatever, all the things, follow us,
subscribe.
And all the things on any of the, if you're watching us, and then do the same thing on all the audio things.
As well, follow us on Facebook at The B-Side of Marriage and on Instagram at B-Side of Marriage.
All right, so let's hit our first segment, which we like to share an A and B side moment from our week. All yours.
So I guess my A side, is these kids are almost out of school.
Yes.
My B side is they're almost out of school. So
so true.
That's why I laughed. I was laughing to myself because literally that's what's in my head. It's like, school's almost over. School's almost over. What does that mean? So yeah.
Exactly. That's why I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah. So. What about you?
Okay, so my A side is that we got to celebrate our daughter's birthday. Mm-hmm. So now we're beginning birthday season, basically, for us, because everybody's birthday is in the summer, but mine.
Kind of, sort of, but not really.
Okay, whose birthday is not?
The boys is closer to school. It's not really.
That's still summer. It's August. The first and second week.
You're right. Okay, you're right. But
very much summer. They celebrate their birthdays before school starts.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So now birthday season is upon us. And so, The struggles, yeah. But anyways, that was a good thing. Got to celebrate her. My B side is that, like Jay said, the kids are out. So then there's, actually, this is my B side. So the kids are about to be out of school, but the level of pressure that are being put on the parents to get ready for next year started at the end of April, okay? So we're getting these emails like, oh, you need to hurry up and get school supplies for next year. And, oh, you need to make sure that you have to do registrations for the oldest. Oh, you got to make sure that if they're going to be in athletics, get their gear. It's like all this. And then all of it's like due like the first week of May. So I'm just like, oh, so what, y'all tapping out after that? and y'all put all this pressure on me. I gotta try to figure out summer camps or what we doing in summer. Are we doing the trip? Oh gosh, we already hit. Like, what is going? I don't like it, and I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need the extra pressure. So yeah, so that's definitely my B-side.
Okay, all right.
I am. I'm like, why? Where's the urgency?
Because, like you said, they're tapping out because they're going to be on vacation.
Then we got teacher appreciation.
Again, they're going to be on vacation.
Every day.
So
I haven't looked at it. It's a mess. Anyway, sorry.
So next segment is P2P Share, where we share something we're reading, listening to, or watching. What you got?
Okay, so I've been watching a lot of randomness because I've had the time. So I'm trying to figure out which one I want to start with. Yee. So much TV. I just watched it. Okay, so oh gosh. Full of man of full. Anyways, something like that. On Netflix. It's directed by Regina King.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know it. Anyway, so it seems it's like a drama with corruption. So like kind of like all the things that like I really like, that kind of thing. And so anyways, and I didn't know she had directed it. So anyways, it's a really good show. It's like drama. It's like something that you probably will watch like on, not Netflix. Like it's more like a Max or Showtime type thing. But anyways, Netflix got it. Check it out. It's only, I think, 6 or 8.
So it goes by fast.
It goes by fast.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How
about you?
Honestly, I haven't really been watching too much just because I've just really been doing everything else.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't got nothing.
Nothing.
No, I really don't, because
okay.
Like I said, I really have not. During the day now, I've been trying to really just listen to certain things during the day. Nothing watching like that. But so I ain't got nothing.
Okay.
So what we talking about?
So today we're gonna talk about, since Mother's Day is coming up, we're gonna talk about motherhood and marriage.
Okay.
Okay. Especially, and it seems like it's very relevant because our A and B sides are all about the kids, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So I guess I know I'm gonna do a lot of talking.
That's what I was like. Yeah.
Well, you can hit the marriage part.
Oh yeah, no, I can. So, I'm just
Okay. So I guess. I'm trying to figure out where to go with this. Okay. So when we got married. Mm-hmm. Or I guess, well, no, before we got married, we were talking about kids. Mm-hmm. And I guess, how many kids did you want?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't remember what we talked about.
Oh, I know what.
Was it 3?
No.
I thought I said I wanted a boy. I thought I said I wanted.
I said, how many do you want?
I thought it was 3.
Oh. Was it?
Yeah, because I remember I said I didn't want it to just be. I wanted it to be 3, okay. But I didn't know. I know I wanted at least one girl, but I didn't know if it was gonna be like all girls or if it was gonna be a mixture. But I think I wanted 3 because I remember it was like, what, 3? So, okay.
So, I remember that differently.
Okay.
I remember you said you wanted a fairly big family. Crickets.
I really don't.
I remember you saying you wanted a big family. So it could have been, I equated 3 to being a big family.
Oh, because I was
I don't know, but I just remember you saying you want to have a big family.
Oh, because I didn't, I know. Like I said, okay. 3, like for me, 3 was the max. I wasn't saying I wanted like a basketball squad. No.
Oh, no, I already knew. Okay. So we agreed upon 2.
Yeah.
I was hoping that because twins run in my family and Jay's family, if we had twins first time out, one and done, great. Because why did I just... Okay, so I didn't care if it was 2 boys or a boy and girl. I was just like 2 because I truly, and I joke about this often when we tell people the story about how we got our 3rd child. But I knew I was marrying a family man, so I knew kids were on the table. I didn't necessarily think of myself as a mother. Like being a mother, like, oh, I want to be a mom, because I also didn't think I was going to get married. So I just never really saw, I was really, and I guess because there's a big age difference between me and my sister and my brother. So I just have always been in that auntie role and felt like I was just going to be the cool auntie.
Gotcha.
And I was fine with that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I already knew, like, having kids that was our plan initially. And so when we decided, I wanted to, especially a lot of the advice that we were getting was don't rush into having kids, because you can't, like, it'll
Enjoy
be
yourself.
a long time before
it.
it'll just be you 2 again. And so we tried to do that, and we waited, 3 years?
About 3 years.
Where we were just traveling, getting to know each other as husband and wife.
Yep.
And then we decided to start trying, and that happened almost instantly.
It sure did.
It was like, okay, we're gonna start trying, and then whoop, okay, we're pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay, and with Aiden, it was, he was the first. So
Spoil.
Well, I mean, the grandparents.
That's what it says. Spoil.
They really did spoil him. We had help initially when he was born. Like, my mom came to live with us to help, because I said all that to say, because I was not ready to give up my career. I was not like, I did not want to go back as soon as I did. But even then, though, because I had really set it up to where I was home with Aiden for 6 months?
Yeah.
It was like more because I was corporate, and I was like, for the majority of that time there, I was single. So I was racking up all of this PTO. And because of the way my job was, I didn't need to use PTO because of, and I think that is what women struggle with first.
Okay.
And is deciding on if I'm going to go back to work or if I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. And I don't know if it's revisionist history or not, but I feel as though with Aiden, like, it was good. Like, we had the help. We were able to still stay connected because, just let the grandparents take care of the kid while we go.
Travel, whatever.
Yep. And I was even like, that's when I started getting into my arts and crafts. And being over the top on his birthdays and all of that. Like, I feel like those were good years. I think the only thing that we did struggle or were challenged with was around, like, my future and, like, my career choice, like, where I wanted to go within my career at that point.
Gotcha.
Because I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay with that company, all that.
That's true. That was really what it was, because you at that point could see that that being at that company wasn't going to be long term.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
In order to progress, I was just not willing to do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then we assumed, since it was going to be easy with Aiden to consume, 'cause our plan was we're going to do 2 every 2 years. Not every 2 years, but with there was going to be a 2-year gap because we didn't want them to be too.
When you said 2 every 2 years, I was like, we didn't decide that. That was in your head. But anyway, good.
Like, we were going to start trying when he turned 2.
No, that's true.
Because we didn't want a huge gap between them, and that way we can get through. Like, because I don't know, the advice that I was getting was just like, hey, just basically rip the Band-Aid off, get through those initial years, and then it'll get better. So that's why we're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But it didn't really work that way with us. We had some difficulty getting pregnant again.
Yep.
And then we had a miscarriage. Actually, no, we didn't have a problem getting pregnant. We got pregnant pretty much soon after we started trying. But then we had the miscarriage.
There was a miscarriage after that, yeah.
Yeah. So then we had a miscarriage. And so then I didn't realize how crazy that was going to be.
Neither did I. Never would have thought that.
Yeah. It was wild.
It was rough.
And so then it was like, well, then do we want to do this? We'll have to do a whole episode on that. So anyways, we did decide to try again. And then we got pregnant. And then that's when, just life.
Be life.
Took a
curve.
Took a dump. I was like, took a dump on us.
That was,
and so, because that was when we lost my Adams. Even during the pregnancy, we thought we lost Ivy. Jerk on call. Oh gosh. Anyways, we ended up, she was healthy. We had her, and man, kids are just different. She was completely different than Aiden. Even in the pregnancy, I was just like, okay, what have we done? Literally, what have we done? And so so then we have her, and then my dad dies. And then we end up getting pregnant again with Micah.
Yep.
And we found out we were pregnant with Micah when I was 19 weeks. So I don't really know what it was like to be a mom of 2.
Because
Because
went from 2 to,
yes,
from 2
it was
to
like
3.
2 to 3, just instantly. Because
You was dealing with a lot of family deaths during that time.
Well, right. Because we were having to plan funerals and coordinate that with my Adams, and then
Aunt Linda,
after that, or Aunt Linda, and then. But Grandma Queenie was the next year.
Yeah,
okay.
Because
it was my dad and then Grandma Queenie.
And then Uncle Howard.
I don't even know where he falls in all that. It was too much.
Yeah, that was
I don't know. It was just a blur of just losses and stuff. So I don't remember what it was to be a mom of 2. Even though I technically had, I technically only had 6 months.
Yeah.
Of being a mom of 2, and then finding out that I was pregnant because they are literally 15 months apart. So finding out that, and I was just like, it was a whirlwind. And then also too, we were still dealing with, we were still
grieving.
Well, we were still grieving, but we were still dealing with the porn addiction.
Oh yeah.
Well, not really, because at that time I really went into survival mode, I think. I was just like, honestly, I was like, I'm technically putting the marriage on the back burner because I have a young kid, because Aiden wasn't a toddler, but he was a kid.
Yeah.
He was like a little boy. Then I have a baby, and then an infant. And I just remember no sleep. I remember I don't remember much because I wasn't sleeping. Constantly trying to get everybody on a schedule, trying to wean Ivy off of the pacifier. Because I was like, hey, Mike he gonna use a pacifier because I don't care what the people say. And I will say that period did allow me to make decisions that was best for me, as far as like breastfeeding, as far as, you know, when do you send them to school, when do you potty train, all that stuff, because I'm like, listen, we got to do what's best for us. And it allowed me to, honestly, but also I think it really did hurt, I think, my bond with Ivy, because I didn't really get to bond with her much. Okay. Because it was like, oh, now I'm pregnant, and now you want to be on me, and I just don't want to be on, like, I'm hot, I'm big again. I just, it was like all the things going on, right? So, and then because of that, I got to outsource. Because I was pumping a lot. Oh, yeah, she was the one that wasn't a good latcher. Yeah. And so you were doing a lot of the feedings. Maybe that's why you guys are so close. No, not working this out. But anyways. And so then when Micah comes, and it's like...
And she's mini-me, that's the other thing.
Well, yeah, but... So. True. But yeah, so it was just kind of like, it's just like chaotic. Micah when we found out, like I said, in 19 weeks, I was like, he turned our whole life upside down because we had to, I felt like we needed somewhere else to live. Well, at the time, we were still trying to figure out the house situation. Because we were building a house, we didn't build that house, then we moved somewhere else, then we had all that going on. Then we're like, oh, we got a nursery just done for Ivy. Now we need to figure out our guest room, we have to convert, it was a whole thing. So I felt like we had decisions to make about the house, and then we had decisions to make about the car. Cause like, I can't fit all these car seats and booster seats in this car that I'm driving. It was chaotic. It was literally chaotic. And I'm like, oh no, like, I haven't been taking my prenatals, like.
So my truck.
Yes, because that truck was new.
It was brand new, pretty much. And
I was like, like, you got to be taking these kids. So you got to share the load.
I went from a truck to a Ford Edge.
Oh, yeah, because you got my old car.
Exactly.
I was like, no, you didn't. Oh, yeah,
yes,
you did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did. He went from his truck to, Anyway. But, I mean, so I don't remember, like, where we were in, like, our marriage at that point. Because it was rocky.
Honestly, at that point, it was, like I said, I
do remember. Go ahead.
We was... and the way I look at it, we was just kind of coasting to get through all the stuff that we was going through.
You said coasting.
When I say coasting because we knew we couldn't, like, we didn't have the time to, like, focus on those things at that time, because we were really just, like, one thing after another just kept happening, and we were just going through it. Like, that's how I look at it.
Just like, I find that interesting. Okay, so you're like coasting because we're like trying to survive. Yeah. And for me, I thought we were like jumping from like that the ice had cracked and we're jumping from one piece of ice to the next, trying to get to the other side. Because I remember it being very rocky. Because remember, you were also doing your photography and you were traveling.
Yeah.
And that's when I first started feeling like, I started feeling a little bit of resentment, but also I was like, oh, I'm doing this by myself. And I was like, well, if I'm doing it by myself, that's when I initially had thoughts of divorce. Because I'm like, well, if I'm already doing it by myself and all he's doing is providing a check, like, I was like, I could just go ahead and get divorced. I ain't got to be with somebody, because then you'll come back and you want to be sharing about how great whatever, and I'm just like, I got 2 hours of sleep. I had so I never had to deal with explosive diarrhea until, I don't know, was it Ivy or Micah? I can't remember at the time. And I was just like, for real. I spent a lot of time like screaming. That was a very dark time for me in motherhood. And I was just like, I don't need this. And then also too adjusting, because now our support system is not our support system. So it was just pure chaos. Mm-hmm. I will say though, we did survive. I don't know how. I mean, I did know. We had to pray and stuff, and you know.
God.
Yes. Because it was those first 2 until Michael was about 2. Mm-hmm. Is when I think I started to see the light. I don't remember what was I doing for my career? I was still working.
Mm-hmm. You were, because we had help at home. Cause we had an in-home nanny.
Oh yes, we got au pair.
Yeah, au pair. So we had an au pair.
We did.
Yep. So she was there for a while.
We were trying everything.
She was there for a while.
She was, and then she left. Mm-hmm. Right, but she left right after Micah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She sure did. And then I had to do it. Yeah, so I had to do it on my I had to do it on my own. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt. I felt like I had to do it on my own. And so, anyways, I can't remember what was the turning point. I don't remember where I was in my career. I know what company I was working with.
Oh, I know what company it was, but I don't know what I don't remember what the turning point was.
Apparently the job was enough. It was, at that time, I don't think I was stressed. I think that came a little later.
No, you stressed out still.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. You stressed out still, but
I don't know.
You had just moved to a new team, and that's where it changed. Oh. That's what it was. You had moved to.
Yes, I just moved to a new team.
You stressed out at one.
I was stressed and I moved to another one.
Mm-hmm, and it was good for a while, and then your supervisor left.
Yep. Now it's all coming back to me. Literally, y'all, that was like.
See, I have the memory.
I don't have the memory. But when he started talking, also too, it was so much going on in that time. I literally don't know. And then I feel like we came out of that, and then we went into COVID, and that lost another amount of time. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's what. But yeah, you're right. So anyways, now. I must just jump all the way to now. Like, now as a mom, I feel like what we do, what we're struggling with now is trying to break generational cycles of how parenting, of what parenting looks like.
What we experienced.
Versus, what we experienced, what we see others do, and what does that mean for us?
Correct.
And how do we empower these kids at their ages to not only be able to voice their concerns, but truly be able to bring their concerns to us in a respectful way while we are still respecting them and they're respecting us.
Correct.
And that's hard. It's hard because I always want to, I shouldn't say always, the majority of the time I just want to revert back to because I said so.
Yeah.
Because I'm the parent.
Yep.
And I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why it's like I can't say that because there's no manual.
So this is, I was talking to one of my friends. It was one of my friends. We was talking because one of my friends told me he can't wait to have kids, and he was like, and he literally was serious. Like, is there a manual? And we all literally was like, yeah. When the baby comes out, the doctor gives you a book and you got to read it. And then we all just busted out and laughed because it was like it's like I think out of the 8 people on the chat, only one person doesn't have kids. Everybody else does. So he's like, yeah, you get a book. And then he was like, and then everybody just laughing, LOL, LOL. And then we was like, dude, you're gonna have your book is gonna be figure it out. Like There's no book
Yeah.
for you. You just got to figure out because it's gonna be different. Mm-hmm. Every child, and we was like every child is different.
Every child is different.
So you can't use the same thing. Everybody's different. So it's literally just like you're making notes on what you need to do in the moment, trying to figure it out.
Right. And I don't think I finished that thought about Micah, because I know when we found out, because we found out so late, I literally started praying. We started praying that he will be a calm, chill baby, because I already had a little boy who's running around. He's very active. Then I have a little girl. I have a toddler. What's she want to be a toddler? Well, maybe toddler-ish.
Yeah.
Who was very loud. Like, she was a crying baby. When she cried, she was so loud, and she was very opinionated, literally from birth. She was born with her eyes open. Like, what y'all doing? Who said what? Why you trying to make me cry? It was like a whole situation.
Yeah.
So I prayed that Michael would be a chill baby, because I knew I couldn't take it. I would not have made it. Literally, I was like psychiatric ward for sure. And God honors that request. And Micah is definitely my chill child. Yeah. And that's what it's like. And they're different. So they're different. You don't know. And then they are also, as they're growing up, they're trying to figure out who they are. So they're changing. Yeah. And so then having to deal with that, as well as a new way of parenting, a new, I feel like more intentional, because we have that opportunity, right? I know before, but I used to think like, oh, my parents, I was like very hypercritical of the decisions they made and how they raised us and stuff. And then now I'm understanding they did the best that they could with what they had, because they didn't know, and they were in survival mode. So just imagine, I feel like I was in survival mode for like those 2-3 years. They felt that way their whole life.
Yeah.
And they're raising these kids. So I was like, okay, I can give them more grace, as well as because I need my kids to give me grace, as we're navigating this. And so that's why one thing we will never do, as relationship and marriage coaches, is pressure couples to have kids, because it changes your dynamic.
Yeah.
No matter if you have one, if you have more than one, it changes your dynamic. Your relationship will never be the same. It's never the same.
But it's I'm saying that in kind of as a caveat. It's never going to be the same, but that's not a negative.
No, it's not. It's going to be different though.
But that's why I'm only saying that just because, when what the people say, the first thing they're going to be like, no, the simple fact is it's going to be different.
Yes.
Okay, it's not in a negative way having kids, because one, like I said, they're a joy. Even when they're little, you don't get no sleep. You don't get to do anything that you want to do, because I don't say they suck the life out of you, but pretty much there's joy, because after you get past that part, then it's a different kid, and you start to learn them differently.
It's a different stage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they continue to get like that. So, but again, for a little while, they need you for everything, and then as they start to walk, feed themselves, then they can go into the pantry by themselves and get their own food. So. But then they need us for something. Then they need you for something else. They may not need you to feed them or wipe the butt, but they need you for something else. So it's just cycle stage.
Yes. The reason why I'm making the faces is because the other reason why the newborn and the infant stage is so difficult for moms is because even the toddler phase, like you're getting touched out, like you're and it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. Like, it's a lot of demands being put on you, not only from your kids, but also from your partner. Because they want to come home And 'cause I remember, because listen, with Aiden, I clearly remember meeting Jay at the door with Aiden. Mm-hmm. As soon as he came through that door, here you go. All right.
Yeah, no, that's
It's
facts.
time for me to get my life, try to get my brain together. And then that's what I said, and that's why I say your relationship won't be the same, because there's a moment, if you guys are not communicating through that your lack of wanting to be touched or be intimate can come across as rejection for the partner. And so you have to talk through those things, but they don't tell you that. They don't tell you they don't tell you that you need to be communicating in those times. They don't tell you that it's okay for you to not want to do it. They don't tell you that things change, even your menstrual cycle, everything changes after having a baby. Also, too, your body changes, and you have to try to embrace that. And then your husband's like, "Oh, well, let me help you." No, it's too much. Too much. So it's a lot going on, and it's okay for you to take the time and be like, "Hey, I just can't right now." Mm-hmm. And talk through what that is and what he can do to help you. Mm-hmm. If you feel like you have to take care of the kids and then do all the housework, then y'all talk and figure that out. So anyway, so that's why I was making the faces, because those years are extremely tough, but they do get better. Yep. They do get better, but that you do have to communicate in those times. So as we wrap up, I do want to talk about Mother's Day and how, and I also want to, I guess, do my little advanced tip for moms. Society would like to in the culture, would like to put pressure on you for Mother's Day, that you are to be surrounded by your kids, by your husband, your partner, whatever, family, friends. You get to celebrate Mother's Day however that looks for you. So if you don't want to be with your kids, because you've been with your kids all the time, and you need a break, get your break. There's no judgment. There should be no shame. There should be no guilt associated with it. Because one day, the least you can do is get one day of just being off. And husbands and partners, if you can make that day, if it honestly, but the only caveat is if they ask for this, if they truly ask for a day off, mm-hmm. give them a full day off. Mm-hmm. You don't understand how many points you will win. By being able to really give that to them. Like I said, yes, I feel you have to go have brunch with your kids and do whatever with your kids, but you're constantly doing that. It's just like vacation. They're like, oh, go on family vacation.
Wow.
You're still parenting, just in a different location.
Wow.
I mean, yes, you're building memories and all this stuff, but you're still on. It's not like a vacation where it's just, you and your partner going somewhere and being waited on because you're independent. Like, y'all can do whatever. And with the kids, you just literally taking them from one spot. We're going to go from this spot to this spot, and I'm still going to have to do all the things. Mm-hmm. And might have to do even more things because depending on the environment you're in, if you're in a hotel versus being at a home, that's different schedules and all the things. Hey, you don't have to, like I said, Mother's Day, you can celebrate however you want to and be okay with that, because you have to make sure that you're building yourself up. I would hope it's not just once a year, because that's definitely not enough. But in order to show up as a healthy parent, you need to make sure that you're healthy for you. And you got to take care of you first. Mm-hmm. And so maybe your Mother's Day gift should be that you want to incorporate more self-care throughout the year so that you're not drained and just crawl into Mother's Day or crawl into your birthday, whatever, just to get a break. Maybe it's taking a step further and having real conversations about, well, how can we incorporate this Mother's Day feel throughout the year? so that I feel like I am getting replenished. I feel like I am being appreciated and whatnot. So yeah. I know I just kind of skipped to the end because that's really that's what I have to say. I don't know what I want for Mother's Day. I'm still trying to figure it out. I do know I do want a little bit of a break, but I don't think I need a full day. But I want to make sure I've worked it out in my head before I talk to, everybody and let them know. But yeah, so.
I ain't got nothing else.
Yeah.
What's that? So, as always,
Yes.
like, follow, share, and subscribe. Share this with somebody that may need to hear this or just listen about it, because this is important. Even like I said,
very important.
Even at the end, the self-care part. That's again, that is the same thing for husbands and wives. We both need the self-care, and you have to learn to take it. So
hold on, I got one more encouraging words from my
ahead.
mom. Now listen, because I can talk about this all the time. Like I really have a passion for wives and mothers, because we're constantly criticizing ourselves and comparing ourselves to others. Especially social media makes it almost impossible not to do that. And so I want to say to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I want you to know that you are enough. You are doing good work. No matter where you are and what stage or phase you are with your kids, you are showing up. And because of that, that's good enough. Because you are looking, because you're trying to do better, that is what your kids need. They need to see that my mom cares about me and that she's trying. And even when they don't say thank you, even when they don't say that they appreciate all the, hard work, the sleepless nights or whatever, you're doing a good job. You're a good mom, and keep that in your heart. And for those out there who want to be a mom and are challenged with that, I want to say that you are enough. The struggle is real. Your pain is real. And it's okay for you to feel sad and disappointed and frustrated in the process. But don't stay there. Keep your hope. Keep your hope and be okay if it doesn't look like you imagined it would look like. Okay. Motherhood comes in all different forms and fashions, and be open to those possibilities and opportunities. And that's all I gotta say.
Okay. Well, last thing I gotta say then is, you're doing an awesome job.
Oh, thank you.
You're all those things you just said to all the other mothers. Because, one, I appreciate it, and I know our kids do.
Okay, don't make me cry. All right, thank you.
Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers as
Yes.
well. And until next week.
Because remember, the real work begins at I do. Peace.